Hey, what is going on YouTube? Welcome back to another Fallout 76 video. In today's Fallout 76 video, I have some more news and information to share with you guys. So with that said, let's go ahead and get straight into the video. Now, our first piece of information has to do with people playing the game early by way of stress test. Now, this all came about earlier when Bethesda tweeted this: "We're teaming up with that Xbox Insider to give players who pre-ordered hashtag Fallout 76 a chance to break it earlier. Find out how you can help us stress test the game by visiting our FAQ." And if you head on over to the FAQ, and I'll leave a link down in the description below for this, because for those of you on Xbox, it literally gives you a list of steps to do to become an Xbox Insider, from what I could tell, which are free to become an Xbox Insider. And once you become an Xbox Insider, you might get the chance to actually play this Fallout 76 stress test, in which you will essentially be playing the Fallout 76 game early. So I'll leave that down in the description below, but let's go ahead and read some stuff from the FAQ. So it says, Fallout 76 stress test FAQ. Today we're excited to announce that we're teaming up with Xbox Insider to give some players who pre-ordered Fallout 76 on Xbox One a chance to break it even earlier. Check out our FAQ to find out how you can have a chance to be selected to help us stress test the game. What is the Fallout 76 stress test? The Fallout 76 stress test is a smaller timed stress test happening in North America, which will help us get ready for the beta. Is the Fallout 76 stress test the beta? To which they say, no, they are two different things. Unlike the beta, the Fallout 76 stress test will be under NDA, and your progress during the stress test will not be saved. How do I get chosen for the Fallout 76 stress test? Will anyone who pre-orders get in? To which it says, nope. The Fallout 76 stress test is a smaller time stress test hosted by the Xbox Insider program. If you have pre-ordered Fallout 76 on Xbox One, either digitally or physically, and you're an Xbox Insider, you may be selected for the Fallout 76 stress test. How do I become an Xbox Insider? And it says becoming an Xbox Insider is easy. Simply install the Xbox Insider Hub app on your Xbox One console. Follow the steps here. Now, there is one more important FAQ that we're going to read, and then we'll go ahead and talk about this. So it says, when does the stress test start? The first Fallout 76 stress test will begin on Saturday, October 13th. Be sure to follow at Bethesda Studios and Fallout to learn what time the stress test will start. The schedule will also be displayed in-game on the start screen. So yeah, guys, it looks like Xbox is having a little thing, a stress test, so people can actually play the game early on Xbox. So if you are someone on Xbox, be sure to click on the link down below to the frequently asked questions for Fallout 76. Because if you sign up to be an Xbox Insider, there is a possibility that you may get to play this stress test and essentially play Fallout 76 early, which would be amazing. Now, if you go do this, I wish you the best of luck, and I hope you get it. So, yeah. But for the rest of us, it looks like some people on Xbox are actually going to get access to this stress test where they get to play Fallout 76 early on the Xbox Insider program, or through the Xbox Insider program. They'll get to play Fallout 76 early, for this stress test, and it looks like that starts on October 13th. Now, Pete Hines actually gave a little more information away today about this stress test, saying that there is a possibility that it might come to PC very shortly, or not very shortly. He just said, well, let's go ahead and read this and you'll see what I'm talking about. So it says, at DC Deacon, I logged into my account on Bethesda.net. How will I know if I received a token? I don't see anything else telling me otherwise. Will it only show after the 13th? A token? For the NDA stress test, sorry, should have been more clear. To which Pete Hines replies, this was about Xbox. When there's a need on PC, you'll get an email and there will be a separate announcement. So it looks like and seems like there is going to be, a PC version of the stress test. But keep in mind, Pete Hines says when there's a need, so that may or may not happen. but it looks like there is a possibility that a stress test might happen on PC. And if a stress test might happen on PC, I'm assuming it might happen for PS4 as well. So please guys, keep your eyes out for these stress test emails that might get sent to you. If you're on Xbox, I already told you to go check out the FAQ, but if you are on PC or PS4, maybe they might have something for us in a little bit, and maybe there might be a possibility that we get to, you know, these emails soon. So please keep your eye out for them, because you might get access to this Fallout 76 stress test and get to play Fallout 76 early. So yeah. And the user also finished off with this. I was talking about this. I am on Xbox. If you pre-ordered the physical version of Fallout 76 on Xbox One, log into Bethesda.net account to see if you received a token to redeem on your Xbox. A few people are actually starting to get and redeem these tokens because a user actually posted this photo on that same thread that we've been looking at for a little bit now. It says, "Am I in the stress test?" And we can see here it says stress test Fallout 76, Fallout 76 stress test, and it says 1.12 gigabytes of 47.07 gigabytes. So it looks like some people have redeemed their stress test codes already and are currently or have downloaded the Fallout 76 stress test. I assume that's so when the stress test starts, they could just launch and start playing the game rather than having to wait for the download, because it is a 47 gigabyte download and that would take a lot of time out of the stress test. So it looks like some people are actually getting their codes and able to actually download the Fallout 76 stress test already, which is pretty insane. Now, one more question about the stress test. Somebody says at DC Deacon, is this upcoming stress test the same build that the press got to play last week? Hashtag Fallout 76. To which Pete Hines says no. So it looks like this stress test that people are going to get to play will most likely, in my opinion, be a more improved version than the gameplay we have already seen. So yeah, I'm assuming that the stress test is going to be a better version of what we have already seen from that Fallout 76 press event and all the gameplay we have seen so far. And we're not going to get to see any of the Fallout 76 stress test gameplay. Somebody will probably leak it, but we're not going to get to see any of that because it's under NDA. So yeah, but I'm assuming that people will get to play a more improved version of Fallout 76 you know, during the stress test, much more improved than, you know, the stuff we've seen from that press event. Now, moving on to our next major topic for this video, we are now going to be looking at a piece of information regarding if you can get a solo experience out of Fallout 76. So here we go. Somebody says, at DC Deacon, little nervous with all the gameplay from the top Fallout YouTubers. Seems like 76 is going to be hard for solo gamers. Was a lot put into making sure the core solo fans have a smooth experience? Can a solo gamer beat the game? Wondering before I buy. To which Pete Hines says, I play almost exclusively solo. A number of us in the office do. Haven't had any problems so far. So it looks like inside Fallout 76 you will be able to get a solo experience based off what Pete Hines is saying, and I've watched a couple of other YouTubers today who talked about if you can get a solo experience out of Fallout 76 or not, and a lot of them said yes. And kind of a little summary of what most of them said. They said that when you play Fallout 76 by yourself, it feels like a dead environment, which is a good thing, because if you play Fallout 4, Fallout 3, Fallout New Vegas, you know that when you're on your own, it feels very dead. And that is important for the solo experience. So inside Fallout 76, from what I've heard and from what I've seen so far, it looks like you will be able to get a solo gameplay experience out of Fallout 76, even though it is a multiplayer game that's online. Now keep in mind, I don't mean solo like you could play on a server by yourself. I mean solo in the way you could, you know, quest through Fallout 76, play through Fallout 76, explore Fallout 76, all on your own, while other people do their own thing. So, yeah. Moving on to our next piece of information, this actually has to do with people who want to exploit inside Fallout 76 and how Bethesda Game Studios decides to address that, or how they're going to address that. So here we go. Somebody says, hey dude, I just bought the game. You're level 100, so can I kill you for caps? Yeah, sure, let me go drop my junk. After you kill me like 5 times, you'll have like 2,000 caps. It says, thoughts? Thanks Bethesda and 76 team for reading. Hashtag Fallout 76. Twitch Pete Hines says, I imagine folks will come up with exploits and the team will have to monitor to figure out which ones need addressing. Now, I think this is really awesome that Pete Hines actually addressed this, and the reason why I think it's awesome that Pete Hines addressed this is because I've played a lot of online survival games, and one of the things that kills online survival games is when people, kind of, I guess you could say, glitch and exploit their way to the top, because that makes it unfair to people who actually grind and work hard to get to the top. And for people to exploit and, glitch their way to the top is really unfair to the other players, and it's really unfair to, the game Fallout 76, because that's not the way it was designed to work or to be done. Now, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it or you're a bad person if you do it. I'm just saying it takes the fun out of it somewhat for those players who do it, and also for the players who work hard and grind their way to the top. I see how if, certain glitches and exploits, become too much, how the game could become toxic and ruined. And I don't want that, and I'm glad that Pete Hines is saying that the team is going to look at exploits that come out and they're going to try to address the ones that need addressing. So that's pretty awesome. And Bethesda Game Studios has already said in the past that they will always be working, to do updates and stuff like that. And I'm pretty sure when they said that, they meant they're going to be working, on all kinds of stuff for Fallout 76. Whether that be just working on the game in general, patching, exploits and glitches, punishing hackers, and all kinds of stuff like that. So it is really nice to see that exploits and glitches will be addressed inside Fallout 76 by the Fallout 76 team. So yeah, that's all the major news I have on Fallout 76 for you today. Now let's go ahead and move into some smaller news. Now we're going to go ahead and look at some perk card information, which we got today from Pete Hines' Twitter. So let's go ahead and do it. Somebody says at DC Deacon, are perk cards linked to your character or your account? EX dot. If I unlock a perk card for this one character, do I automatically have it available for a different character? To which Pete Hines put character. Pretty much when Pete Hines said character, what he meant is that you will not be able to use that perk card for a different character. The perk cards that you unlock on one character will only work on that one character, and they won't, kind of transfer between characters. So let's continue with this. Jason Born Again Gamer says, but if leveling up is the only way to get new perk cards, then it will be really hard for high level characters to unlock perk cards released later. It would be better to start a new character for the newly released perk cards later on. To which Pete Hines says, there's no level up limit, so you can keep unlocking new perk cards every time you level up. So this is pretty interesting because I've seen a lot of people saying that you wouldn't be able to get more perk cards, after you hit the max level. But Pete Hines is saying that there's pretty much no level up limit, so you can continue to get perk cards and stuff like that. So if you are worried about, not getting perk cards as you level up, don't worry, you will always be able to get perk cards. But from what I have heard, you will not be able to level up your special after a certain level, but you will always be able to get new perk cards. So if you are worried about that, don't. No matter how high in level you go, you could always get more perk cards. But there does come a time, I believe, when you can no longer earn special points. So just keep that in mind, everyone. Moving on to our next smaller piece of news. Somebody says, at DC Deacon, great move inviting @many_true_nerd to the Greenbrier. I thoroughly enjoy his stuff and look forward to Fallout 76. By the way, are there any plans to add voice comms to Fallout 76? Being able to talk to team members would be a huge, and it just stops there and it says thanks. It does feature voice comms. This is pretty cool. A lot of people are wondering if you could communicate with your team by voice, and it seems like you're going to be able to communicate with your team by voice. So moving on, somebody says at DC Deacon, can you turn off the long list of quests that show up on your HUD? And to which Pete Hines says, you can turn off any/all quest. I don't remember if there's an option to turn it off entirely. So many of us have played Fallout games where if you have too many quests marked at one time, there's just 1,000 map markers on your thing. So it's really nice to see that inside Fallout 76 you could turn the quest off so there's not 1,000 map markers on your HUD. So moving on to our last piece of information, somebody says, at DC Deacon, will we be able to respec, and I'm pretty sure he means reset, our characters? For example, if I want to try a full perception build, but then get a perk pack with a skill I want to use, but don't have the correct special, can I respec so I can use that card? And I'm pretty sure this person means reset, and I'm pretty sure Pete Hines means reset. To which Pete Hines says you cannot respec your specials. Now, I've seen like 3 or 4 people actually ask this questions with the word respect. I'm not sure if it's autocorrect that's changing it to respect rather than reset, but I'm pretty sure what Pete Hines is saying here is that you will not be able to reset your specials inside Fallout 76. So it looks like once you upgrade your special skills, you won't be able to reset them, and you won't be able to reset your character inside Fallout 76 to make changes to them. I think once it's finalized, it's kind of done. So yeah, that's gonna be it for this video, everyone. I hope you all did enjoy it. If you did, please be sure to drop that like, comment, and subscribe. I love you all, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, everyone.